Hey Run Junkies, it seems like it's only been days instead of a couple of weeks since we finished off Walt Disney World Marathon weekend, and some of us are still recovering physically. I'm one of them. By the way, I am wearing the green Goofy Race and a Half Challenge t-shirt today because this thing is so super bright that it's actually freaking out my camera. Actually, I just look bad in yellow and I didn't want to wear it. Today, I want to give you a recap of sorts for Saturday's canceled half marathon for Walt Disney World weekend, but in order to do that, I do need to backtrack a little bit into Friday. As I navigated the Expo and the kids races, people started talking about the weather tomorrow. RunDisney promised to keep us posted on what was going to happen, but at that time, around midday, the confidence was fairly high that the race was going to go on. And here's what's funny. You look at my pictures from Friday afternoon at the kids race and it's perfectly bluebird sky. It's hard to believe that they're going to cancel a race tomorrow. Fast forward a few hours to Friday night, Dave and I had been planning a date night at Yachtsman Steakhouse. My son was going to hang out with my parents and go to dinner with them. It was a wonderful evening, just the two of us. I was still fueling for the race, so, you know, that glass of wine. But the challenge for me during dinner was keeping my phone put away. I was getting tweets from RunDisney saying that they were gonna make an official call about Saturday morning's half marathon by 7 p.m. We were just finishing up our entree when we all received this tweet. In an abundance of caution, Walt Disney World has canceled all running events for January 7th, 2017 due to weather conditions. My first reaction was, oh, I was disappointed. I sat back and I looked at Dave and I said, that stinks. I was sad to know that all of that work and something that I've been working toward actually for a few years now and planning for a few years was going to be interrupted by something so out of our control as weather. I was also sad because I knew a lot of runners were running their first half marathon that weekend. But 10 minutes later, my whole attitude about that cancellation changed. The restaurant's cast members kind of bustled in and they cleared our table and they brought out a tray of dessert and champagne that we didn't order. Well, I didn't order. On one side of this dessert tray was a box. My heart stopped. I looked up at Dave, who was grinning ear to ear. And in the middle of Walt Disney World, he drops to one knee and proposes. And I'd left him hanging. I'm kidding! Of course I said yes. Look at this thing. This bling is almost as cool as the medals. I'm kidding. Best bling all weekend long. So the canceled half marathon was briefly forgotten, and when it came back up again later in the evening, the sting of disappointment had dramatically lessened. After dinner, we met my family in the lounge and we celebrated the engagement, but that whole evening was such an emotional roller coaster that it was a no-brainer to me to take Saturday morning off. However, I did wake up at 3:45 panicky that I was missing the race. So Saturday morning, when I did finally get out of bed, I wandered down to the lagoon with my camera. I wanted to assess the weather situation and see for myself what it takes to cancel a race. And I heard the thunder, I saw the lightning, and I watched the weather as it rolled in. But as I approached the walkway, I started to hear cheering. I saw runners in costumes wearing bibs, and all I could do was smile. And as the day went on, more and more runners in the Dopey Challenge social media communities posted updates and pictures of their half marathon. Hundreds, maybe even thousands of runners all over the resort complex organized makeshift races, doing laps around each little slice of heaven, or even running on the hotel treadmills. Let me just say that running 13 miles on a hotel treadmill is hardcore. And apparently there wasn't a treadmill to be had, so good for you guys. And it wasn't just the runners. Their families came out and cheered. The cast members even got involved. Water stations were created and even character stops. This was my favorite thing to see. So there were statues of a certain character and people would stop and get their picture taken. Hey, there's no line at the character stop. Now, of course, I didn't run, but this was amazing to see. I know that the community of runners, and I've always believed this, is a very tight-knit group, but RunDisney runners are even a breed apart from that. Why would they go out and run in a thunderstorm when a race is canceled? And if you ran 13.1 miles on Saturday morning, regardless of race cancellation, I want to know why. Please leave those comments in the box below. Whatever the reasons were, I have to say that morning I was proud to be a member of the RunDisney community. Then something happened that I didn't expect. Run Disney offered not one, but 4 options to fully compensate all participants in the half marathon. So if you signed up for the half marathon, the Goofy, or the Dopey challenges, you were fully compensated in one of 4 ways. Now here's the thing, we all signed a waiver stating that no refund policy, so that Run Disney went ahead and did this goes way above and beyond in my book. As I stated earlier this week when I talked about canceled races and what we do about them, Run Disney made the right call in my opinion. You just don't mess with lightning, no matter how quickly the storm moves through or how briefly it lasts. My personal journey through this weekend changed how I looked at the whole weekend, and gratefully so. Although I was disappointed, and I still kind of am, I started to have other things I needed to think about. Actually, planning a wedding is keeping me from signing up for every Run Disney race for the rest of the year. So I did skip the half marathon and I saved my legs for the full. Now, in the eyes of Run Disney, I am a finisher. I got the medal. I got the Goofy and the Dopey challenge medals as well. But this challenge has an asterisk attached to it. Some will say that that's all I need and that's good enough, but I know better. I know I trained well. I know I was well prepared. And I know that I could have done all 4 races given the opportunity. So I will go back. I want that shot at redemption, so Dopey is still out there. I can't strike this one off my bucket list just yet. In the end, Saturday was a very special day to me. It was rainy, it was wet, it was cold, but still very special. I believe Run Disney did everything right, canceling the race, supporting the runners, and offering compensation. The participants showed a solidarity that I don't think I would see anywhere else. And I do love that this race was officially dubbed the 35.5 mile Grumpy Challenge. So if anybody is planning on making t-shirts, please leave a link or a comment in the box below, because I'm definitely getting one. Anyway, that is it for my canceled half recap. Very special thanks to the Dopey Challenge 2018 Facebook community. I really loved all of the pictures that you sent and posted and allowed me to use in this video. There were way too many to use. You guys got some great pictures. That's it from me today. Thank you so much for watching. Get out there, go find your awesome. We'll see you next time, and until then, happy running.